My wife waited until I was deployed to live out a life she knew would end our marriage. When I met Claire, she was the last person anyone would have expected me to marry. Soft voice, polite laugh, always blushing when attention landed on her too long. She worked at a local library, for God's sake. She baked for neighbors. She hated confrontation. Or at least, that's what I thought. I served overseas for 7 years, long stretches away. I missed birthdays, I missed funerals, missed entire chunks of real life. Claire never complained. She would write me letters, actual handwritten letters. She told me she was proud of me, that she'd wait as long as it took. When I came home, it felt like peace. Real peace. The kind people talk about when they say, "This is what I fought for." Quiet mornings, having coffee together, her head on my shoulder while we watched TV. We weren't flashy happy, but we were solid and gentle. That's why it took me so long to notice anything was off. It started small. Packages arriving while I was out. Her being weirdly specific about me not going into the spare room she used for storage. Changes in her confidence I couldn't quite place. She stood straighter, spoke differently to strangers. Not louder, but firmer. I told myself she was just growing. One afternoon I was looking for a jacket I hadn't worn since before deployment. I checked every closet except the spare room. Finally, I went in there. Behind some boxes was a sealed plastic bin I didn't recognize. Inside weren't clothes. Not really. There were items I didn't have names for at first. Leather, metal, things carefully cleaned and arranged, not hidden in shame but displayed with intention. Alongside them were notebooks, calendars, envelopes with cash inside, each labeled with first names I didn't recognize and dates that lined up perfectly with my deployments. Rules, schedules, consequences. My hands were shaking by the time I sat down. When I confronted her, she didn't panic. She didn't cry. She listened quietly, then smiled in a way I had never seen before. Not sweet, not shy, clear. She told me she'd always been like that the version of her I met wasn't fake, just incomplete. That while I was gone, men sought her out because she was calm, controlled, confident. That she never crossed certain lines, never risked our marriage, at least not in the way I was imagining. Then she said very gently, "I liked being the one in charge for once." When I asked her if anything we had was even real, her response made me realize something that hit harder than the discovery itself. She said, "Different parts of me were real." For me, that answer ended the marriage. The divorce was quiet, just lawyers, paperwork, and a house that stopped feeling like home. I started therapy because I couldn't sleep without replaying every memory, wondering which version of her I'd been married to. Some days are still heavy, but I'm learning something important. Betrayal doesn't erase the love that existed, and it doesn't mean I was stupid for trusting her. It means I loved honestly. I'm rebuilding slowly, with help. And for the first time in a long time, I'm choosing to believe that honesty, even when it hurts, is how you eventually find your way back to yourself.